If you take a look at what John's been able to do, again, he really hasn't been showing us the top 10 biggest waves or the highest heat totals, but he has been building throughout the entire event.
There's a reason for that, because he's really just trying to win heats. He's not going out for a free surf session. He's not trying to blow people's minds. He's trying to end up here in the final, and that's how he got it done. There's been some calculated behind-the-scenes work to do that. He's fundamentally making it through heats, and then he'll blow minds in the final, I do believe. You know, this surfing right here, that was a pretty heavy extended wave right there. You know, here on finals day, this is where we're going to see him show up to the party, and we're seeing it.
It's interesting to me when we saw him on the Gold Coast utilizing B. Durbridge as somebody to kind of be a sounding board, brought him on as a coach. You know, here looks like he's got Wasserman, PK kind of as his posse. You know, I don't necessarily think he's utilizing anybody here.
He might not be here, but I definitely guarantee you there's somebody behind the scenes
in his ear.
Watching that man's replays and giving him plenty of information.
Okay, well, I'm going to challenge you to, after he'd interview, to ask him if he's utilizing anybody behind the scenes, as you would say.
Well, road to the final, and we get to see all the action that John has exhibited for us here, working through those round 4, round 5, 3/4, all the way through to the semis this morning here. Great stuff from John. Of course, Lady Hawk, Let It Roll was the soundtrack from the album Wild Thing. Important to mention that.
Let me tell you though, if you notice, all those highlights that we just saw from the road to the final were all from today. I mean, you know,
yeah,
it's basically a highlight show today, and he has clicked in, like you said, Pete, just today, which is raising those levels. But that's what you do on finals day.
But I like what you said, that he's been doing just enough to get through his heats and not showing too much, not utilizing too much of his energy. Now, looking at Jack and today, I love the adjustment that Jack made. You could see that, you know, when you hear a 9-point ride getting posted against you in the semifinal like that, especially when you've got the crowd cheering like unbelievably, it can affect you psychologically, but showed some strength and some resiliency by just going back to the basics, making that adjustment. You know, he did throw the one air move.
Look right there. He could have aired that section and didn't stuck to the face. I mean, like you said, he is holding back just that little bit so that he knows he's going to bring home those big scores. And right here, again, you know, these critical moves on those sections, man, it is so hard to ride out of that. Coming off an injury, you know, you're so worried about redoing what happened before. And he's got to put that out of his mind and just go for it.
I think something we have to kind of take into consideration here was that was a huge heat for Jack Freestone. He would have been surfing against the crowd, against you know, Gabriel being the informed surfer throughout this entire thing. So he's got to now recalibrate and go up against John Florence in a big final.